Initially, I was a little confused when I was approached to be the first AMP speaker from American Modern, as the focus really had always been on learning from innovators outside of the industry. But as I thought more and more about it, it began to make sense. AMP is about challenging our culture and providing fresh perspectives that we can apply in our day-to-day work. And what better way to do that than to show how AMP has impacted our own digital journey here internally within the claims department. Now, I suspect everyone is familiar with the Yellowstone program, and on the surface it seems to be a nice, tidy package of initiatives that were probably born out of some EMB strategy session. But as I hope to show you here, that's not the case with two of the key digital claims initiatives that I've been involved in. Now, early in my tenure, Pam Sparks, the head of the Claims Customer Service Group, approached me with a problem that they were experiencing.
So within the American Modern Claims Department, the functionality for customers to report a claim has always been there. One of the struggles with that is that the process wasn't intuitive. It didn't guide the customer through the process. It was not line of business specific, and the following day or that same business day, our customer service team would have to input those claims as they came into our team to be submitted. In speaking with Matt, it was really obvious that we had a huge opportunity not only to improve the process and find efficiencies, but also speak to our customers and make it easier for them to report their claim in their time of need.
Having heard about Pam's problems and being familiar with the challenges and getting resources for projects of this scope, I approached Kyle Eversole with the innovation team to see if we could put our heads together and come up with an interesting solution.
After meeting with Matt, I brought the problem back to the innovation team. One of the key principles in innovation engineering is the concept of failing fast and testing the biggest death threats. In this situation, we felt traffic or policyholder usage might be the biggest death threat. So we started with a very simple app with loads of analytics to see if we were right on track. Once we started seeing traffic, we knew that threat was not real. So we moved on to the next threat, and the incremental process produced something we think is great.
Within a few weeks, we were meeting with SG and Eric, going over a potential pilot for the renter's line of business by creating a new digital first notice of loss form. What was exciting about this renter's digital claims pilot was that we took it a new approach to the project. Rather than defining all of the requirements up front and letting the developers go on their merry way, we worked iteratively, meeting every 2 weeks, setting up a new set of requirements and letting the development team go and work on them. This gave us the ability to adjust in real time and make changes on the fly as we saw how various elements of the new user interface were coming together. This iterative cycle allowed us to get the renter's line of business up and running by October of 2020. And it was at this time that we started to realize that we needed to formalize this project as the Yellowstone portfolio was coming together. This allowed us to put the full force of our IT department behind the future needs of automating the intake of those claims from the digital user interface all the way into the claims system. So how does this relate back to AMP? Well, there's two things that I think are key takeaways here. First, there's never a problem that's too small that doesn't deserve a solution. And the second being, always try to build some kind of MVP or minimum viable product just to try and get your point across. You never know, it could be the spark that helps someone else get on your side and help drive your innovative culture. The second Yellowstone project I want to talk about is the claim status chatbot. And this got its start in a very different direction. Our customers requested it. It was brought to our attention through a lot of the research that the customer experience team did that understanding where their claim was in the process was very important, even though it had not been anything that was on our roadmap at the time. Allow Brandon to explain.
So one of the first things you need to do when you want to make the experience better for somebody is understand what experience do they even want improved. So you may have heard of one of our Reimagine projects, and that's where we take a look out in the future and do a whole bunch of research to understand what it is our customers want. When we did that for claims a couple of years ago, we found that where policyholders, claimants if you would, really need help and really could use a digital service in the claims experience is in checking on their claim status. It's just faster that way. They can self-serve, they don't have the anxiety that they may have at first notice of loss, and as they go through their claims journey, they're much more likely to use digital methods to self-serve. That led us to claim status on the chatbot.
Knowing the importance of communicating claim status to our customers, we wanted to make sure that we addressed it sooner than later. While we lacked a holistic customer portal, we decided to leverage our existing chatbot to hit the ground running. What also differentiated this project from others was that we began by defining the customer experience first and then defined the rest of the business requirements. Since this was the first time we approached a project by defining these complex customer experience requirements, we partnered with a firm named Tigerspike to help us. This new way of approaching a project by defining the experience requirements first was actually very freeing. The customer experience requirements made it easy to identify the business and therefore the technical requirements to complete the project. This gave the product owner, who was leading the project, the ability to make decisions within the guardrails established.
The development team within American Modern worked very closely with our customer service frontline associates. They spent time in our team sitting side by side with associates to learn every step in the process in filing a customer's claim. As we moved further into the project, our team supervisors were instrumental in perfecting the requirements. The collaboration between all participants was not only necessary, but welcomed at each phase and was carefully thought through, and the feedback was critical to its success. We really could not have partnered with better associates and team members here at American Modern to bring this innovative, streamlined form to our customers and to our processes internally.
So how does this relate to what we've learned through AMP? Well, the first thing is that it's important to listen to your customers. And if the customer needs don't align with your roadmap needs to be the thing that changes. And second, it's important to look for new ways to use old tools, as they can help you hit the ground running and help you get that minimal viable product out the door quicker. I hope the backstories of these two initiatives provide you a glimpse into how we are innovating here at American Modern. Thank you for spending time with me and the others today. As an organization, we have the potential to be as innovative as any startup. We just need to make that leap. Thank you.